What is up? Welcome to Post Concert High, the podcast where the show doesn't end. Follow along as we chat about all things concerts, bands, and venues in the CLE. Do you have your ticket ready? Because the show is about to begin.
Hello.
Hello.
How's it going?
It's going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if we're gonna just jump right into it, I'm really excited for this one.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed this show. So this episode's gonna be about Forest Blakk and Mergui. So we saw them at the Grog Shop, and this is the Love and Lost tour. It was a different vibe than a lot of the stuff that we went to before that.
It was.
It was needed though, I feel like.
It was like
It was like refreshing for me.
it was a nice break because all the shows that we've gone to at the Grog Shop have always been like hard, like rock or
Yeah.
punk or
Very, like-
somewhere in that range.
Yeah.
And he's pop, but he's more down,
yeah.
chill.
Oh, okay. So where should we start with this? I feel like we should start with Mergui. Mergui.
I feel like we should start that this show almost didn't happen.
Yes, we should. Okay, so this show was crazy. Like, I didn't know. So I knew like there was a lot of issues with like the weather and stuff from the day before, but I didn't know about all the. It was like a couple days, wasn't it?
It was a couple days because he was coming from up in the
Chicago
east.
or something.
No, the other direction,
Oh, he was coming through Pennsylvania.
like New York and PA. Yeah.
So the worst spot. Oh, like Buffalo, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was upcoming, which if you're from Buffalo or around this area, you know how bad Buffalo and that area of New York gets hit with lake
Yeah.
effect snow. If you don't know what lake effect snow is, be glad that you don't.
Congratulations. That is lovely. I wish I didn't know what it was. Yeah, so he was coming through Pennsylvania into Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
So like he was hitting like all the snow belt areas.
Yeah, but he got stuck. Like I
Yeah.
was following his stories because he was keeping everybody updated.
And I didn't know about it. I didn't know that he was having issues getting here until you sent me his story.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit.
Yeah. I was like, crap. We're like, this show isn't going to happen. And
And it was like go ahead.
they had to sleep in a rest stop. Like some of them slept in a Hardee's.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
some of them slept in their van at a rest stop.
It was cold and there was like feet of snow on the ground.
Yeah. Like they closed the highway down. Like they
was
didn't even have
bad.
an option. Like they got stuck on the highway for a while, but then they didn't even have an option to like just drive slow or keep going. Like they shut the highway down.
They were probably coming, was it 90? They were probably
Yeah,
coming that way
90.
also.
Yeah.
That like is like death zone.
Yeah. 90. There's some bad areas. Like there's some areas that they have like
Like if you had
electric
more.
speed limit signs so
Yeah.
they can change the speed limit when it gets bad.
Oh, I didn't know that was why they have them.
Yeah. They reduce the speed limit.
The more you know.
Not that people probably pay
Listen.
attention.
Yeah. So like it's always like so much worse, I feel like east. So like once you cross 44,
Mm-hmm.
there's always like you always hear about accidents and like really bad thing like backups and stuff more east.
Yeah.
So I don't
Yeah.
know. That's where they were coming from, I'm guessing.
Yeah. They were coming that direction.
So they had to come through all of this snowstorm that lasted for like 2 or 3 days.
Yeah. And then you get to Cleveland Heights and there's literally no
There
snow.
was literally nothing. Like even us
Yeah.
driving, like there was no snow once you hit
snow.
like Euclid, Cleveland area.
Yeah.
I was like, where
They were
are
probably
we?
like, what the fuck? Why is there no snow? We just came from how many feet of snow and now we're in no snow at all?
Right. And they're probably like, this is Cleveland. I thought they got snow.
Right.
Just not that.
It's
That
a-
was weird.
That's not how lake effect works.
I was gonna say like that was weird.
But he made it.
He did, and I'm so glad he did.
Yeah. Because he was even posting that morning. And I was like, there's no
God.
way.
I wonder what point they hit no snow. Probably when we did.
Probably.
Crazy. But yeah, this show, I'm so glad this show happened. Like, I'm just glad that it didn't get canceled.
Yeah. And there was people there that had never been to the Grog Shop before.
So we'll start with Mergui.
Mergui?
He is a pop singer from Israel, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
And he is based out of LA.
Mm-hmm.
And he is currently signed to was it Sabin Music Group?
Yeah.
Some of his popular songs include On My Mind, Sucks to Know You, F You. Love that. Say Something, that's a cover,
Yeah.
which is cool. We'll talk about that in a little bit. And then Lie Like This, Happy Now, and Cry.
Which Cry is, it's not a cover of Elton John's song, but it has
Oh yeah, he was talking about that.
Yeah, like he had to ask Elton for permission because there's some, I don't know if it's
Musical
a song.
things.
Yeah, it's like it's similar, but it's different.
Yeah.
Like he made it its own.
But remember he said that like Elton John like gave him praise for that. Like
Yeah, he liked his voice.
he said he liked his voice and the song was really great and he wanted him to do it and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool to hear.
Yeah.
So he attained his fame from participating on the 5th season of the Israeli reality show Rising Star, which is kind of like American Idol, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Or one of the other shows, and he finished in 2nd place in that competition, which is pretty cool. I remember him talking about that at the concert. I was like, wow, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know who he was until we saw him.
I didn't either. And it was just him and I don't remember the guy's name that was using the keyboard. I know he
Right.
introduced him to the crowd, but I don't remember his name.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
That was a different vibe for the grog too that we've ever experienced.
Yes. It says that he sang the How Far I'll Go from Moana,
which lifted the screen and won 88%.
I love that song. That picture does not look like him.
No, it doesn't.
I approve of the way you I like your look now more than 2020. And I say that with love.
With the,
what is he wearing?
Like, I think that's a scarf sweater. I'm not sure what that is, but
it's like a blanket shirt that was knitted.
I mean, his style is very unique, though.
His style is like that,
but the blonde hair,
I think it's just his style now, though. I feel like it's come a long way.
Yeah, it's matured.
It's matured, which is totally cool. We all go through phases.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed him. I liked his voice. I thought it was very like pure and like there was so much depth to it, I guess.
Yeah, and he sang with like so much
passion.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, he was good.
He was very good. His voice is beautiful.
So he was born and raised in, I'm going to pronounce this wrong and I'm sorry, Tel Aviv, Israel?
That sounds right. I think I've heard that before.
Yeah, I think I have too.
But he said at the show, like, he's always wanted to come here and make music.
He did.
Yeah.
He said, like, that was his ultimate goal, was to get over to, like, America and tour in America or something.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. He has quite a few EPs.
Yeah, 2019, 2021, 2022, 2024, and
25.
I wonder if this one's come out yet.
In
2025. Yeah. It came out January 17th. It's got 4 songs on it. On My Mind, Criminal, Nobody Knows, and 10,000 Faces. And then he just released a new version of Say Something in February.
I would rate it up there higher than around or higher than the original, to be honest.
Maybe I'm just going crazy. Maybe he sung it at the show and hadn't released it yet.
Oh, maybe.
Because I don't see it anywhere else on.
That could be possible.
Apple Music.
I enjoyed it. I thought he did a nice cover of it.
Yeah.
It was a little different, but it still had that like pure like
Like the original.
it was very focused around his voice.
Mhm.
Like
What else to say about him?
goodness.
I mean, he was just so good.
He was good. It was like almost like a breath of fresh air listening to both these guys.
Right.
Um
I feel like he was a nice compliment to Forest Blakk, even though he's so different, but I feel like it was a good fit
yeah.
for them.
Yes, I would agree with that. Yeah, I agree. No, I thought he was really good. I would see I know we're going to go over this at the end, but I would definitely see him again.
Yeah, I would too.
But yeah, and then he opened for Forest Blakk. I loved him. I don't think I heard any of his stuff before we went.
You didn't?
I don't think I did.
No?
Maybe I did. I don't know. If he has something on the radio, I'm sure I've heard something at some point, but like,
If You Love Her is probably the one that you would have heard. I don't really listen to regular radio,
yeah,
so I
neither do
couldn't
I.
tell you if it was on the radio. Like I used to have Sirius in my car,
Yeah,
but then I was always listening to Apple Music, so I'm
right.
like, why am I going to
Why
continue
am
to
I
pay
paying
for
for
this when
this?
I'm not listening to it?
Yep, I get that. So he's alternative pop. Heart on a sleeve right songwriting. Is that so he clarifies himself as that?
Yeah,
I would agree with that statement.
I would too.
Mm.
It's very like take it as it is.
And he writes
This is
most
who
of
I
his
am.
stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he does.
He's from Montreal, Canada, and spends time in Florida and Jamaica. That's nice.
Yeah. Yeah, because he even said like he's used to the cold. He's Canadian, but
Yeah.
like the snow that he saw, he's like, I don't know what like this is crazy.
Like, what is this? He released his first single, Love Me, in 2015, and he is signed with Atlantic Records. And that was also in 2015, which is kind of cool.
That's kind of big, yeah. I mean,
Yeah, they're big.
yeah. So to release a single and get signed that fast.
I would agree with that though, because like I feel like he just was natural on the stage. Like
Yeah.
it felt like he's been doing this a long time, which he has, but like it felt like he should have a bigger audience.
Right. That's what
Yeah.
I was thinking too when I saw that he was coming to the Grog, and I'm like, he could easily have a show somewhere bigger. But I'm
Right.
really glad that we got a chance to see him at the Grog because it was
Because who knows where he'll be in 2 years.
right. He could easily be like at the Agora or
Right.
somewhere bigger.
Right.
But it's like this was nice because it was nice and intimate.
It was.
And we were actually spaced out a little bit more because a lot of people couldn't make it because of the weather.
Yes.
So there wasn't as
Was that a weekend show?
It was.
Now it says alternative pop for his, but I would almost like it definitely almost had like I don't want to say folksy, but it was like because it was like acoustic. It had like a more chill acoustic slower vibe to it.
Right.
And I honestly like I really enjoyed every single song that they did.
Yeah. So Apple Music just has him labeled as alternative.
Okay.
This is why I wish there was more like sub genres of
Yes.
genre because he doesn't fit alternative, he doesn't
Mm-mm.
fit pop,
Right.
he doesn't fit like folk music. It's kind of like a combination of
Yes.
all of them. But he is very heart on his sleeve with his songwriting.
He is. And it was just very refreshing to have a different type of show to go to that wasn't just like harder, especially at the Grog Shop like we said before. Like
Yeah.
it was just very very refreshing, very I don't know. I felt like this concert like really hit home for me. I feel like I was just like I don't know. I think it was like the end of November, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a Saturday after Thanksgiving.
Yes. Okay. So like it was around a time that was pretty hard for me and I remember standing there and like like I feel around this time of year I get like around the end of like November, December, I always get like extra seasonal depression.
Yeah.
So like and it was around like a date that was really hard for me and I struggled. And like he did a lot of songs about like losing someone and I just remember standing there and just like existing and like crying.
Yeah.
But it was almost like a nice release though.
Yeah, it wasn't like crying in a bad way.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
okay.
It's like a comforting
Yeah,
feeling.
especially with like music and I feel like music really I don't know, really helps me through things. So like just being there and existing and
Yeah.
it just was really nice. It was like a perfect timed concert for me at least.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, it was good. I'll probably remember this one for a long time. But yeah, he has a lot of good songs that he writes about. I know we've mentioned this in a different episode, but like he talked about I think it's called like Love and Lost. So he's like either my songs are about love or like being in love with someone or they're about like losing someone or death or grieving or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's like happy, sad.
Right. And his
one or the other.
his shows are very personal too. Like
They are.
talked. Normally, I'm like not for a lot of talking in
Yeah.
between songs, but
Yeah.
the whole show was like an experience.
And
I
didn't
feel.
he do like every other song? Like he would do like
Yeah.
or like a couple. He would
Yeah.
do some sad ones and then some
Yeah.
upper.
But he like talked and explained and like
yeah, I thought that was nice.
the history behind the song a little bit or just what he's
Yeah.
gone through. Like you could really if you've gone whether you've gone through things similar to him or not, you could really relate to him.
Yes.
And it felt more like it was I don't want to say a real person up on that stage because they are real people,
yeah.
but sometimes
Some artists are more relative and like good at relating to
yeah.
the audience and then there's some art like and I'm not saying one's right and wrong. It's just like some I feel like some are more intimate and some are like
Right.
are more not intimate.
Right, right.
And I felt like his was very like I'm going to talk to the crowd like you guys are my friends and family
Yeah.
and then we're going to enjoy this music and then we'll kind of chat again after. Like
Yeah.
it felt really nice. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah. Especially it just went well with the size too. Like I can't imagine doing that in a bigger venue.
Agreed. Yeah.
So like even if he gets huge where he's performing at like the Agora or Rocket Arena, whatever it's called now.
Right. Or House of Blues.
Like I
one day,
hope
yeah.
he always still does these small shows.
Yeah.
Because I feel like people need it.
Yeah. And I feel like that's him. Like I
Yeah.
feel like that's his performance
Yeah.
style. And I feel like if he did some like smaller shows,
Right.
I feel like that would be accurate to who he is
Right.
as an artist.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really enjoyed all of it. Did we go through his popular songs that he has?
No.
So he has a few popular songs. If You Love Her is one. Fall Into Me. Foolish. I Choose You. Okay, hold on, I'll circle back to that. Give You Love and I Remember. I wasn't laughing at your song. It's just I literally watched like 3 seasons of Pokemon recently. The I Choose You, I was like, Pikachu, I choose you. In my head, that's what was going on.
I don't think that's where he got that
I don't
from.
think that's where he got it from either. Oh my
You never
gosh.
know. He could be a huge Pokemon fan.
Right. He's what, maybe a little older than us, so maybe.
Yeah.
I'm also an adult still watching Pokemon, so it's cool. I colored a whole Pokemon coloring book almost.
I feel like once we're on video,
I'm gonna bring
we
it.
should put like
This is my coloring show and tell.
you know those frames though they make now that you can like display your kids' artwork in them? Like they
No.
open and then you can put
Well,
the most recent one. We should put that behind you and then
It
just
just
every
shows-
week we can display your artwork for everyone to see.
100%, yeah. This is happening. I'm gonna look on Amazon and find something. I have so many options.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's almost like a shadow box combined with a frame. So like once you want to put a new one in, you take that out and it stays in there, but it just goes in the back,
See, that makes so much sense.
right?
My parents used to just like,
Throw them in the trash.
yeah,
Yeah.
or like throw them in
This is lovely.
throw them in a box
Yeah.
where they'll find now, and my mom will be like, "Do you need this artwork
Right.
from when you were 10?" No, like,
No.
you can throw it out or keep it or hang it up. I don't know, whatever you
Put
want.
it on the fridge.
Yeah, right. Okay, so he has 2 studio albums, Undone. So wait, is Love and Loss like just the name of something off of that album, or is that the like description of the album? Because his album.
It's part of it. So Undone, Love and Loss.
Okay, so Undone, Love and Loss is his album that was released in 2024. And then he also has another album that he released called Every Little Detail, and he
Mhm.
released that in 2022. So he took up the guitar. He first took up the guitar um as a refuge from a chaotic home life. And it was given to him by his grandmother. Then took years learning to channel emotions into songs, which worked.
Absolutely.
He's very good at that.
Yeah.
He used to write poems as a kid. And he also would like sell handwritten poems at the show. And he did. He actually had them, which I thought that was a really cool idea. They were just very expensive.
Right. Like we were looking through them and they were all unique. There was no duplicates.
Yeah,
So like when you bought one, you were going to be
It was
the only one
literally
that ever
written.
had that.
Yeah. And we were looking at it until like he said the price, and then we were like, "Oh, that's really
Oh.
cool," and then put it back.
Yeah. I mean,
I would get one if it was just a little cheaper, but
Yeah.
like it was just a lot.
yeah, they were over $100 a poem, which is
But it was really
Um,
cool because like
yeah.
I would have framed it and like put
Yeah.
it on the wall because it was just that like it had so much like meaning. But like
you need to
it
be
was just a lot.
prepared to
Yeah.
spend that much.
Right. You like no like we didn't know that that was there.
Yeah.
But if we did and like we planned ahead and was like, okay, I'm gonna get one of these, then you know. But like
Yeah.
we were just not we were not sure what to expect, I guess.
Right.
But that was cool.
Yeah, it's something other than a t-shirt that you can keep around.
Different, yeah.
Yeah.
I like that too. So he spent most of his childhood with his mom, who struggled from addiction, and his stepfather, who was a notorious drug dealer. Wow, did he talk about that a little bit?
He talked that his mom he didn't have a relationship with his mom.
Yes,
He didn't know if that was ever gonna
be a thing. Yeah,
happen again.
yeah.
So clearly something had to happen for that to be the
Which
situation.
yeah, which it sounds like. I mean, if his mom was struggling with addiction and his dad was a drug dealer, like
Right.
that had to have been a hard household to grow up in.
Yeah.
Like just in general, like even just like for the mom, if you're like trying to be, not have those like trying to be better and like
Yeah.
that's still hard for her. And then like if he actually, I don't know what their whole story was, but
yeah, they moved around constantly. He was on and off the streets after his stepdad went to prison. So that's a lot.
that's a lot for a kid.
Yeah.
I think it's very inspiring when like artists and just people in general find a way to like release all of their emotions in a healthy way
Yeah, because
after coming from something like this.
they could have
He could have gone down a wrong
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
wrong way and
he
made
could have
it
gone down the addiction
right.
route just like his mom,
Yeah,
and it could have turned out totally different than it did.
for sure. So yeah, I mean, I give him hella props for coming how far he has, and it sounds like he had a kind of a hard childhood, and moving around a lot has to be hard too.
Yeah. Yeah. I did that a little bit and
Yeah.
it
How
can be
many
difficult.
how many times do you think you moved as a child?
Me?
Yeah.
6 times?
Was it all in the same
Before.
area? Or was it like
It
were
was
you
in
all-
this area, but I had to change schools.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I went to 3
Oh.
different two different elementary schools, and then you move up to middle school, and so it was constantly new
Knew everything all the time.
kids. Yeah.
Hmm.
So it's always relatively in this area. It's not like I was moving like to a different
Like across
county or a
country
different
or
state.
something,
Yeah.
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 Still, moving in general is just a pain in the ass.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially as a kid, whether you have friends or
Yeah.
don't have friends, like it can be difficult.
Yeah, for sure.
But I feel like that's what's nice about his music, though, is all of this comes through his music, and that makes it
Yes.
more relatable.
Yes. And I truly believe that, like, especially when you're going through something, like when I feel like the emotion comes out even more when you're like, say he was
Mhm.
going through something and he wrote a song, like, obviously there's going to be so much like emotion behind there. Like, I'll notice when I'm like singing or like playing music, if I have like a reason I'm doing that, or if like I'm emotional over something, like, I feel like I'll almost sing better because like there's like that emotional feeling behind it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense, but
No,
like,
it does. It does.
I think when you're an artist, I think it's important to be able to have that and then use it in your music,
Mm-hmm.
because it, like, if you do it correctly, which he does, like, it comes off very powerful and very like
Yeah.
in depth.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so he moved to Calgary at age 21, and then soon after that, he formed a band that later earned a Juno nomination. Do we know what Juno means? I don't know if I know what that means.
I don't know what that means either. I've heard of it before. So Juno Awards is Canada's music awards.
Okay.
The Canadian Academy of Recording Artists and Sciences.
So it's probably like our like Academy Awards or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, music
Probably
awards.
similar. Yeah.
So then soon after that, the band split up, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Black experienced a period of profound change, ultimately embracing the more soulful and folk-leaning sound. So I guess that's kind of what I was trying to explain earlier.
Yeah.
Like, it definitely has more of a folksy sound.
Yeah.
That defines his music today, and I would agree with that totally.
Yeah.
In 21, a remix of his single "If You Love Her." It was released as a duet with Meghan Trainor, which is kind of cool, and it peaked at number 61 on the Canadian Hot 100 and scored him his first Billboard chart placement in the United States on the Emerging Artists and Adult Top 40 airplay charts. That's so cool.
Yeah, that is really cool.
Like, he's an artist where I really hope he does go far. Like, I really hope
I think he will. If he keeps doing what he's doing,
yeah.
I have absolutely no doubt about that.
Oh.
And two, like for him to make such an effort to make it to that show shows a lot, because he could have easily just called
And,
it
like,
the night before and been like, if I can't get my sleep, like they had to sleep in a van.
Yeah,
He didn't get that much
he
sleep.
probably ran on like 1 or 2 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
Maybe a nap.
Yeah.
That's not a lot.
Yeah. So like for him to make such an effort to get to that show
Shows
and
a lot.
perform.
Yes. It shows how much that I mean, obviously that's how he's making money, but
Right.
like, it shows how committed he is to getting to those shows.
Right.
Because you're right, there are some that would be like, actually, we're just going to cancel it. We're going to hunker down, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Well,
Well-
reschedule eventually, but
We were his second to last stop on the tour. Like it was us and then Columbus, and then he was done with his tour.
which I get that. Like, I feel like I wouldn't want to cancel the last two.
Right. But he could have easily been like,
This is too bad.
yeah, we'll just reschedule, or we'll just
Cancel it
cancel
altogether.
it altogether.
Give you guys tickets to the Columbus show or something.
Right.
That would have been a hike. It wouldn't have been
I mean,
snowy.
It was not snowy in Columbus. It was probably a few degrees warmer too.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
I would have driven to Columbus to see him.
Yes.
Yeah.
That would have been a fun trip.
Yeah.
Although, would it have been on a Saturday or Sunday? Was it on a Friday or a Saturday for us?
This show was a Saturday.
So it would have been on a Sunday.
Yeah.
So that would have been the rough part.
Yeah.
We could just call it work.
Sorry, I'm not coming in on Monday. This show's more important than making money.
We're going to spend money instead of making money.
Yes.
So here we are.
Oh.
But yeah, no, this show just was like, I don't know, it really stood out for me. And I feel like it stands in my like top 3 shows.
I think it was one of your top shows
Yeah.
that we talked about for 2024.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Definitely. Like this one and like Dax. I'm trying to think of who else stood out. And Newfound Glory. I really like that one too.
Yeah.
Those were my standards.
Newfound Glory was like a surprise. Like,
yes.
gem. It's just, oh, they're coming to town? Yes.
Let's go.
Yeah.
And they weren't sold out?
No, there was a lot of people there, but I don't think it was a sold out show. Probably because it was a Thursday.
Oh, yeah.
Which I totally get. But it was pretty early. And we stayed for the encore.
We did.
On that one.
We did. Yeah, that was a good show.
So I was very tired the next day, though.
Yes, same. But yeah, no, so this was great. Oh, and his single Fallen to Me was co-written by Rob Thomas of Matchbox 20, and it was certified gold in the US by the RIAA. So I found that pretty cool. Rob Thomas is pretty significant.
Yeah.
From Matchbox 20.
That's big time.
I don't know if you youngins know what Matchbox 20 is, but that was a band.
They don't.
In the 90s. 90s and 2000s, I believe.
Good music.
What was their main song?
3 a.m. Push, Unwell, Real World. Is that off their newer stuff?
Is this? Hold on, I need to figure this out. It is.
Yeah.
This is that song I was talking about in one of the episodes. I wanna push you around, and I will. Oh yeah, push you around. The Ken song.
Yeah.
Barbie.
That's funny.
I'm gonna take you for granted. God, this is such a jam, though.
Wouldn't be an episode without Kelsey singing.
Yes, I'm so sorry. Unwell. Oh, I'm not crazy. I'm just well,
big time music that you think of like, hey, that was on the radio when I was younger.
Some of these songs you just
always.
You ever just like I haven't thought about these songs in a minute. Yeah, if you're gone, baby, it's time to come home.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's like
time to come home.
They're songs that you like grew up with.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. But do you see them together?
Who?
Writing a song. Like, I wonder how they like connected. How did Forest Blakk and Rob Thomas get connected?
Well, I mean, I guess is Matchbox or Rob Thomas, are they signed with Atlantic too?
I don't know. They might be.
They are also signed with Atlantic.
Okay, so that makes
they could have done that, yeah.
But
so that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And for those of you that don't know, because we did have to look this up, we didn't know. Gold means that for an album or a single that it has more than 500,000 units sold.
Yeah.
Which is a lot.
Platinum is 1 million. Multi-platinum, they could do like 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. So I'm guessing that's 500 times. Oh, increments of 1 million units sold.
Yeah. And then once you reach 10
Diamond
million,
is 10 million. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
And then it doesn't say it on this one, but it was for streaming. Every 100 streams is 1 unit.
Yeah.
Sold, which is a lot of streaming to get 1 unit sold.
That's a lot, yeah. And RIAA means Recording Industry Association of America.
Yeah, that's who certifies it.
But you have to like be a membership, or like you have to have a membership of this.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's of every single artist out there.
I'm sure a lot of artists participate in it though.
True.
I would assume.
We were looking at the different artists that were in the gold, platinum, and diamond things because it shows how many they have of each, and like they had a lot of big people on there.
Yeah.
Like Prince. There was Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, Some of like the
Eagles,
big
Eagles.
bands from like
Yeah.
the 80s, 70s, 80s.
But then like Backstreet Boys and Mariah Carey, Britney Spears were on there too.
Yeah. I want to know how that actually like works though, because they were on there from like a month ago.
Right. But like Bye Bye Bye
Yeah.
was just
Just hit it.
yeah, and I'm like,
So
wait a
like I want to
second.
know how that has to be, I wonder if that's from like streams. So like based on how many
Probably.
streams they have,
Right.
because streaming wasn't around when we were.
Right. That song came out in 2000. We weren't streaming anything. We were going to
We were illegally downloading music from Napster and LimeWire.
LimeWire, yeah. Or going to
Actually buy music.
yeah, at Best Buy or
FYE.
Wasn't it called something before FYE though? Or did they change it to
For
something?
your entertainment.
Didn't they change?
Oh, yeah, they did change it, I think.
That was my favorite entrance to the mall.
I love that store.
And then when they cut the entrance off, I was pissed. I was pissed.
Like, damn it, I'm boycotting. Yeah, no, I loved that. I like that store.
I miss like being able to go in and just look at CDs.
Now they have like Record Den and stuff, so that's kind of
Yeah.
cool. It's definitely like older vibes, but like it's cool. They have a lot of different music there.
Yeah, I want to go.
Let's go
We should
sometime.
go. There's some other
They do,
record
like-
stores around here. too.
Yeah. They do like secondhand stuff, like they'll
Mhm.
buy stuff and then sell it. Also, do you remember the Disney store?
Yes.
Did you ever do the challenge?
What are you talking about? Do I want to
There's a Disney challenge where you have to make it to like the stuffed animals or like the back of the store and then all the way out before an employee greets you.
No, I've never did that. I've never heard of that. Was that a big thing that I wasn't aware
I
of?
don't know. I've done it like a couple times, but like, yeah, I don't know.
Did they really ever have a lot of employees? But I feel like if I remember correctly, their shelves were not that high though, because I feel like you get spotted really easy.
Yeah, they were shorter.
Yeah.
So like I think they had to say hi to you, like that was part of their job.
Oh,
So like you had to like make it to the back and then out before someone like
did
said
you
hi to
ever
you.
complete this mission successfully?
I don't even remember. I was a stupid kid. I don't know.
You like lived at the mall though.
Yeah, true. But anyway, yeah, this concert was great. Definitely a top for me.
It was very good. And you said he's going to be going on tour again.
Yeah, he's going on tour with James Blunt this year, which is really cool. And I think it's like June to July, or maybe it's just June, I don't know. Yeah, so it's all of June and then the beginning of July.
So he'll be in Canada, and then he'll be in the U.S.
Yeah, and he'll be in like big places. It looks
Yeah.
like
Yeah, like Chicago,
San
San Francisco, L.A., Philly,
New York.
Boston.
Yeah, but that's so cool.
Yeah. Then I'll be in
I feel like that would be a really good show.
Mexico. So is there anybody else in that show, or is it
I think it was just
them
it
two?
was James Blunt with Forest Blakk. Back to the Beldam 20th 20. He's been singing for a long time. Oh,
He has been singing
the
for a long time.
cheapest tickets are $210 each.
This is at a show in Toronto, so I don't know how they're seating.
Oh, please look at a American show because it's probably double the amount.
Oh yeah, it's in Canadian dollars, probably.
Yeah, it is.
$1,200.
Let's see.
Woo! That's like right up by the stage though. So that's probably like $1,000 here.
Okay, so how much? Let's see. It was like 200. What was it? Like 210?
The cheapest ticket.
Okay, so the cheapest ticket
210.
was like 210,
Mhm.
and it like changing that to over to the US dollar, it's like $146.
That's not awful to see
No,
James
it's not.
Bond too.
No, it's not. But like, let's look at. Oh, where's this at?
Oh, this is in Philly. So mezzanine tickets start around $55, which
Oh, that's
is
not
not bad.
terrible.
No, I don't know. Like I
Also,
don't
this
know
looks-
how far away this is, but
Yeah, this also looks like it's like at a place kind of like a theater type place.
Yeah, I wonder if all of them are, because the first one was too.
Oh, see, this kind of looks like the House of Blues
Yeah, that might be what it is.
because like the grant like that looks like upper or something.
There's only general admission available.
$50
$50
though.
bucks. That's.
We could drive to Chicago.
Have you ever driven to Chicago?
Yeah, it's like 8 hours
The-
with a bunch of teenagers. Yes, I've done that.
I love Indiana,
It's nothing.
but it's literally flat
Literally nothing in corn.
farms
Yeah.
on either side of 90.
Yes.
And it's like, it's just
Boring.
like, I love looking at, don't get me wrong, I love looking at like farmland, but it's just like, it's straight and flat.
Yeah.
So it's like
It's just
7
gets
hours
very-
feels like 14.
Yes. I would agree with that.
It's not like driving through PA where it's mountains.
Yes. And that's the other thing, like I've also driven through that way also to get to Colorado. So my family and I drove to Colorado.
How long of a drive was that?
Well, we made stops. So like we stayed in St. Louis and then we stayed in Kansas City because we had family in Kansas City.
Okay. Yeah.
And then we drove to Colorado and we had family in Colorado.
Okay.
And then we drove back to Kansas City, stayed in St. Louis.
Okay. So it wasn't
And then-
like a straight shot from
Yeah.
here to Colorado.
It was I mean, we were out for like 2 weeks. It was like a 2-week travel.
That was probably nice though.
It was nice to get away.
Yeah.
It was a lot it was a lot of family time. We were kind of like annoying each other by the end.
Yeah. Like just totally.
There was a oh, I shouldn't say.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
It's funny though. There was a time my mom was wearing sunglasses and she was driving and she's driving and all of a sudden we just see like her veering to the left and we hit like yeah she hit like those bumps on the road. There was no one on the road, so it was like
yeah.
it was like and we were talking and like we were all aware of what was happening.
Yeah.
And like we're like, Mom. She's like, what? It's fine. I'm fine. Nothing. I didn't fall asleep. I'm like, okay.
Resting my eyes.
I was just resting my eyes in the middle of a drive. 8-hour drive.
Oh my goodness.
It was funny though. But yeah. No, but driving through like Kansas and Missouri and
Yeah.
like it's just nothing.
It's like Indiana.
You're literally in
Yeah.
like you're on the road. It's like a 2-lane road. And like it's just farms and corn and nothing.
Yeah.
Those wind farms.
Yeah.
There was a bunch of those. It was boring. But anyway, I don't know where we were going with this.
I don't know where we were going either. Which
Oh, we were talking about because they're coming to somewhere.
let's see how much Mexico tickets cost.
That's probably cheaper too. I'm gonna get my conversion thing out.
817.50 cada unos, whatever those are.
Well, let's see.
It doesn't start until 9 p.m. What's going on in Mexico? They're starting so late. I really wish I would have paid attention in Spanish class.
Yeah.
I took like 2 or 3 years of Spanish and
Oh,
don't
really?
really have much to.
I wish I would have also paid attention more. Exchange rate. So, how much is it? 817.
Yeah.
We're going to Mexico.
Yeah. How much are they to convert
It's
to?
$40.
817
Yeah.
converts to $40.
Yeah. So yeah, let's talk about if we would go see them again.
Well, one more thing with the show too that he did
Oh,
at the very end. He said he was going to go stand at the merch table and whoever was in line, he was going to talk to them. It didn't matter how late he stayed.
yes. He did say that he would talk to whoever wanted to.
Yeah. He didn't care if it was
Meet
like
them.
till like 2 a.m.
Yeah. I thought that said a lot.
Yeah. A lot of people lined up for it. We did not.
We did not know. But it was a good show.
It was a very good show.
Would you see them again? Would you see Mergui again?
I would see Mergui again.
Me too.
Yeah?
Yeah. It was a different show. than our normal, and I like that. And then same with Forest Blakk. I would see him again.
Yeah, I would see him again too. Especially
Yes.
like the effort he made to get to the show shows a lot.
100. Yep.
And then his music was good, and it was a really good experience.
Yeah.
And it was chill and relaxing, but it was, I don't know, it was exciting at the same time.
Right. Yeah. So how many microphones would you give them? 1 out of 5? The whole concert.
I'm gonna go with a 4 on this one.
Yeah. I also agree.
Yeah, you're going 4.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I honestly would give like a high 4.
a high 4.
The amount of effort they took to get to making that concert happen was like
Yeah,
very up there. So
right.
give them props for that.
The music was good.
Yeah.
The vibe was good.
It was a nice, chill, relaxing like concert compared to previous ones we've gone to.
Yeah,
So that was kind of a nice surprise, especially for me because I didn't know what I was going into really.
right.
But yeah. So yeah, it was good. Recommend checking both these guys out.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we will check in with you guys next week.
We'll see you next time.
Peace out. We hope you enjoyed this week's episode. Come back for more awkward millennial concert adventures. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Threads at Post Concert High. Be on the lookout for future episodes on YouTube.